You take it every single morning. You do it for strong bones, for a healthier life, probably because your doctor told you to. But what if I told you there's a biological chain reaction happening inside your body right now that no one ever warned you about? A process that could be silently undermining your health with every single dose. Okay, let's get right to the heart of this. The very supplement you trust to protect you might not be reaching your bones at all. Instead, that calcium gets lost. It's just wandering through your bloodstream until it finds a place to settle down and harden. It's literally turning your flexible arteries into rigid, brittle stone. And look, this isn't some rare side effect. For millions of people, it's a biological certainty. The official medical term for this is soft tissue calcification. But let's be real, that sounds way too clinical for what's actually happening. So think of it like this. Calcium is wet concrete. When you pour it into the foundation of a house, that's your bones, it makes the whole structure stronger. Awesome. But what happens if you pour that exact same concrete down your plumbing? That's what we're talking about. A biological traffic jam that's solidifying in all the wrong places. So who's the prime suspect in this whole investigation? It's vitamin D3. But hold on, don't rush to throw your bottle in the trash. Vitamin D isn't the villain here, not at all. It's absolutely essential. It's the gatekeeper that lets calcium into your system in the first place. The problem is, on its own, it's dangerously incomplete. It opens the floodgates but provides zero direction. And that leads us to this terrifying point. You think you're preventing osteoporosis, but you could actually be speeding up atherosclerosis, the hardening of your arteries. To really get this, just picture your circulatory system as a massive network of highways. Now, taking high doses of vitamin D3 by itself, that's like opening every on-ramp to every highway at rush hour, but with no traffic lights. It's pure chaos. Calcium just floods the system, and with no one telling it where to exit, it just crashes and settles wherever it can, in your joints, your kidneys, and all along the delicate walls of your arteries. So this creates a massive critical question. If vitamin D is the one bringing all this calcium to the party, but it has no idea how to control it, what's the missing piece of the puzzle here? What's the one thing that can actually restore order to all this chaos? And here it is, the missing link. The unsung hero in this whole story is vitamin K2. For decades, it was completely overlooked, but now we know it is the only nutrient that can act as the traffic cop for calcium, telling it exactly where to go to keep your body safe. So how does this traffic cop actually work? Well, your body has a special protein called matrix GLA protein, or MGP. Just think of it as a microscopic cleanup crew. Its only job is to sweep calcium out of your arteries and other soft tissues and drive it directly into your bones. But here's the catch. MGP is born inactive. It's literally asleep on the job. And the only thing in the universe that can wake it up and activate it is vitamin K2. And this is where the story gets really urgent for pretty much everyone listening. Modern research is showing that up to 90%, that's 9 out of 10 people, are deficient in vitamin K2. You heard that right. That means for the vast majority of us, that critical calcium cleanup crew is dormant. It's asleep. So every dose of vitamin D you're taking without K2 is just adding more fuel to the fire, dumping more unregulated calcium into a system that just can't handle it. So what's the strategy? What's the takeaway here? Well, the answer isn't to stop taking vitamin D. The answer is to never, ever let it travel alone. It's simple. On one side, you have D3 by itself, which carries the risk of calcification. On the other, you have the complete pair, D3 plus K2. That's the combo that ensures calcium gets intelligently guided to your bones and teeth, exactly where you want it to be. Now, let's get to the actionable intelligence. What's the right dose? The golden rule that science is pointing to is this. For every 5,000 to 10,000 IUs of vitamin D3 you take, you need a bare minimum of 100 micrograms of vitamin K2. And you want to look for the MK7 form specifically because it's much more bioavailable. That ratio is absolutely key. All right, here is your final protocol for protection. 3 simple steps. First, I mean it, go check your supplement bottle right now. If it only says D3, you're taking on a risk you don't need to. Second, while you can get some K2 from foods like natto, the amounts you'd have to eat are pretty unrealistic for most people. And third, and you cannot forget this part, D3 and K2 are fat-soluble. That means taking them with just water is basically useless. You have to take them with a source of fat, think avocado, eggs, olive oil, to actually absorb them into your system. Okay, so you now have the protocol. You know how to stop adding to the problem. The D3 and K2 partnership is your protection for the future. But What if the damage is already done? What if you've already got some of that plaque, some of that stiffness built up in your arteries? How do you start to clean up the mess that's already there? Well, that, my friends, requires a completely different tool.